The forecasters have said that the storm can change its path, but it remains extremely dangerous. Nonetheless, help us understand what that exactly means.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. So we have this storm. It's moving west towards the Bahamas and towards Florida. It's going to actually take a stop right when it gets to the Bahamas, and then it's going to make a sharp turn to the right. And exactly where that turn to the right happens is going to be extremely important for determining how strong the winds are in Florida. Right now, it looks like the storm is going to get close enough so that even if the center doesn't actually move over land, we're still going to expect hurricane-force winds across a large swath of the Florida coast. So this remains an extremely dangerous storm, even if the exact center doesn't move onshore.
Right, and you've seen the official warning signs go out, evacuations have been ordered. Do you think enough has been done both in the Bahamas and in Florida from the looks of it?
Yeah, so the response has been pretty good so far. We have hurricane warnings up in the Bahamas. There were mass evacuations there over the past few days to get people out of the spots that are expected to be worst hit. Now, the state of Florida's response has been pretty good so far. Lots of supplies headed to the affected areas, and evacuations have been posted for some of the outer barrier islands. So yes, the Florida and the Bahamas have been preparing for this storm very well.
Hit worse than the Bahamas?
That's actually not quite accurate because the Bahamas are going to get this storm right at its peak intensity. So right now it's a Category 5 hurricane with 160-mile-an-hour winds, and the storm's going to stall out. So areas in the Bahamas could see those 150, 160-mile-an-hour winds stick around for many hours. By the time it gets to Florida, it should be a little bit weaker, maybe 120, 130 miles an hour, and moving a little bit faster. So no one area is going to be stuck with the worst of the winds for more than a few hours. Still very dangerous, but not quite as catastrophic as expected in the Bahamas.
Right, and in terms of the history of hurricanes, where would Dorian rate, considering the kind of wind speeds it is set to pack?
Yeah, so only a few storms that we've seen in the Atlantic Basin since we started keeping accurate records in the 1800s have been stronger than Dorian. But so far, it's not an unprecedented system. We have seen several storms that have been this strong or stronger as they've moved into Florida. Andrew, for example, was the last storm to hit Florida as a Category 5, the southern Florida as a Category 5 in 1992, and Michael made landfall in the northern part of Florida as a Category 5 just last year.